just made this video so that you guys can hopefully understand these proposed amendments that we have so that you can change the Latin Club Constitution. This amendment is saying that a member of the executive board can appoint people outside the executive board as assistants for specified tasks. Instead of having a majority approval, all they need is the joint approval of the consuls and sponsors.
This amendment changes it from the majority of votes to the plurality of votes. This means that instead of having to get more than 50% of the votes, the candidate only has to get more votes than everybody else.
The Westlake High School Latin Club is required to meet prior to the area convention to determine whether anyone shall run for state office and to discuss competition in general.
A quorum is the minimum amount of people required to have an official meeting. Currently we have 10, but we are proposing to reduce it down to 8.
Robert's Rules of Order are the parliamentary procedural rules that we use during meetings. Robert's Rules of Orders may be suspended during a meeting with a majority vote of the executive board. If this amendment passes.
This amendment changes the wording from 1 tribune per Latin level to 1 tribune per class period.
This amendment proposes a new office position of webmaster and details his or her responsibilities.
Currently, fundraisers and service projects are not defined in the Constitution. This designates it to the idealists.
This amendment proposes that the Historia can appoint an assistant to be approved by the consuls and sponsors versus the Historia appointing an assistant to be approved by the majority of the executive board.
This states that the Historia does not have to organize a contest to gather pictures.
Thank you all for listening. It is really important that you understand what you're voting on because it's your Latin Club Constitution that's being changed. Now, I know that went by pretty quickly, so if you still have questions about the amendments, feel free to ask either Magister or Magistra, and they can explain it to you again and in depth. Thank you again, and happy voting!